Kirk Burroughs, the president at the time, a bad boy, told me that he smacked his mother. I remember we was in the car. It was me, Puff, and his mother got in the car with us. His mother got in the car. He was on the phone, and then he said to his mother, "Yo, didn't I tell you to stay out my MF business?" Yo, I want to snatch the shadow off him. I said, "Boy, who you talking to?" I said, "Boy, if you ever talk to your mama like that again around me, I'm going to beat the shit out you." "But Gene, I told her to stay out of business." Nick, let me just say this to you right now. If she wasn't for her, you wouldn't have no business. And Miss Combs sit there and quiet as a church mouse. And he ain't say nothing. He ain't say a word because he knew I was serious. I wasn't playing with him.
There's an expression that goes like this: the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And what is this in reference to? Well, it's in reference to Janice Combs, Diddy's mother. According to Cassie Ventura, Janice Combs would keep a jar of Diddy's kids in the refrigerator, and when she would make mac and cheese, she would drizzle some on top of it and force them to eat it. That's what Cassie Ventura said, allegedly. Not only that, one of Diddy's childhood friends allegedly claims that Janice Combs would have freak-off parties of her own while Diddy watched, explaining his behavior. And now I'm going to show you a video which maybe makes me believe that it may be true. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, my mom's gorgeous. Hold on, let me introduce you to my mom. You call Mom Duke.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you too.
That's just not normal. And after seeing that, well, I'm thinking it may be accurate. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. There's the tree, and there's the apple.
Cassie reportedly claims that Diddy's mother likes to keep things in the family. She says, Janice told King and Justin that Grandma's all-you-can-eat buffet was always open to them. She'd ask, "Do you want a leg or a thigh?" when they entered her home. Cassie is reportedly preparing to hold Diddy's mother, Janice Combs, accountable for her alleged involvement in their relationship. She allegedly says, Janice would sit in a love seat and watch us, then yell at Sean when she thought he was being...
The entire courtroom fell silent as Diddy's mother quietly entered and made her way to the witness box. No one, especially the media, had expected her to appear, let alone speak. Her presence alone sent shockwaves through the gallery. Calm and composed on the outside, there was a visible weight behind her eyes. This was the woman who raised one of hip-hop's most powerful figures, and she wasn't here to defend him. For years, she had remained in the shadows, avoiding headlines and camera flashes. But now, her silence had ended. The atmosphere turned cold as everyone realized this wasn't just another witness, it was a pivotal moment. Whispers echoed through the courtroom. Why now? She sat down slowly, steadying herself, ready to say something that could shake everything.
You told me that, Diddy, he smacked his own mom. And to be honest with you, man, I really didn't believe it. But after seeing that video of him and Cassie and what he did to her, I believe it now, man.
Well, yeah, listen, bruh, Kirk Burroughs, the president at the time, a bad boy, told me that he smacked his mother. Kirk Burroughs even said it on somebody's platform that he smacked his mother. It may have been your platform that he said that. I remember we was in the car. It was me, Puff, and his mother got in the car with us. And we was in the limousine. We was on, was it 20 West 19th Street or 5 West 19th Street? That was the first bad boy office when they came into Manhattan. Not the Scarsdale shit. I'm talking when they got the first official bad boy office in Manhattan. Yo. His mother got in the car. He was on the phone talking about somebody to something. And then he said to his mother, "Yo, didn't I tell you to stay out my MF business?" Yo, I want to snatch the shadow off him. I said, boy, who you talking to? I said, if you ever talk to your mother like that again, around me, I'm going to beat the out you. Now, people don't know and people don't understand. Not only was I one of the leaders of the same gang, I had been around Puff and I seen him. Like when when the kids ran him down the block the whole 9 yards. Me and Puff had been dealing with each other from the red zone to the building when they had unsigned hype and all that. So y'all thinking that, oh, this is his bodyguard and everything like that. Y'all call them OGs, y'all call them lieutenants and everything like that. I was one of the leaders of the same gang at the time. And I'm not going to let him, as a man and as a person that I am, disrespect his mama. I said, boy, if you ever talk to your mama like that again around me, I'm going to beat the out you. But Gee, I told her to stay out of business. Let me just say this to you right now. If she wasn't for her, you wouldn't have no business. And Miss Combs sits there and quiet as a church mouse. And he ain't say nothing. He ain't say a word. Because he knew I was serious. I wasn't playing with him. Now, I said this before on your channel. Any man that put his hands on his mother or disrespect his mother, an ice cube in hell wouldn't last. On the way he feel about a damn woman. He'll quick to put his hands on a woman like that. If he do it.
She looked straight at the judge and said, I'm not here out of anger. I'm here out of truth. That single sentence shook the entire courtroom. It was clear she was no longer protecting Diddy. She spoke calmly, explaining that she had carried secrets for years, ones that weighed on her emotionally and spiritually. Her tone wasn't bitter, it was raw and honest. As the room fell into a deeper silence, she admitted that staying quiet had been her greatest regret. It's never easy to turn against family, but she said silence only empowered the wrong people. Cameras didn't flash. Phones didn't buzz. It was too quiet to breathe. In that moment, everyone realized she had come to tell it all.
I believe Kirk Burroughs when he said that. Kirk has no reason to lie on Diddy when in fact he lied for Diddy and went to jail for Diddy.
The woman who raised Diddy revealed a side of him the world had never seen. She said the public knew the performer, the mogul, the businessman, but behind closed doors, he was someone else entirely. He was emotionally distant, moody, and often manipulative. Her testimony painted a picture of a man who controlled people not with force, but through emotional power, and the wounds ran deep. She even admitted that, at times, she felt fear in his presence. Her voice remained steady, but her words cut like blades. This wasn't a mother venting, it was a witness recounting a buried truth. And her quiet sorrow spoke louder than any outburst. What she said next shifted the entire courtroom's energy.
You know, the way they explained it, that, he beat that woman till she was crawling up under a car, man. No matter how small she was crawling up under the car, man. You got to be real scared, man. That's crazy. I know it ain't funny, but it's crazy. He was beating her till she ran up under the car, man.
Wow, man. So it got that bad, man?
The way they was explaining to me, man. And I'm like, yo, the first thing I want to know, then what did somebody do? Yo, people was grabbing him, but he wouldn't stop. And if you know Puff wasn't no dude that he was no weak guy, nothing like that. You understand? I seen Puff slam to many of guys. I used to laugh. You know, guys used to come up there and they try to grab him or whatever like that. Puff used to wrestle and play football. So I seen him grab some street dudes that thought they was like that, and he put them on their back quick. No Diddy. Misha was a little thing, beautiful little woman, but she was Misa was like, because I used to when I left Bad Boy, check this out, and people don't know this. When I left when I stopped working for Puff, I started working for Misa. Misa called me up, yo, Gene, I'm scared. I'm afraid. I be wanting to go to parties. I be out. And I know Puff or nobody gonna do anything if I got you with me. I used to bodyguard Misa. She didn't go out all the time. She was trying to get her business up. But when she wanted to go to places and be out and be seen, I was with her. You understand? Misa is like, she may be Asian descent, but she like one of those strict, like those down south mothers. She did not play. I used to bodyguard her. And that's because she was afraid to be out. Because she didn't want, if she was out with somebody or she was out doing her thing, she didn't want him to say or do anything to her or nobody else. It was for
Her expression softened as she began speaking about the women in Diddy's life. She didn't name anyone, but her words carried weight. She said she often saw a quiet sadness in them, a lingering pain that filled the house. Some left without saying goodbye, others in tears, clearly burdened by something they couldn't put into words. She admitted, feeling guilty for not asking more. I didn't want to believe what I saw, she confessed, her eyes welling up. As she spoke, those past relationships lost their shine. They no longer looked like love stories, they looked like unspoken tragedies. The courtroom leaned in closer, the air thick with tension. Every word now felt heavier, more revealing, more real.
Difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you gotta do that. I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
About the apology.
Yeah.
You made a comment. You said Puff just gave an intro to a song for an apology.
Yeah. I feel like that was the intro to a song. I feel like 5 years you're gonna hear that on his on one of his comeback songs, trying to come back. That's an intro, man. I feel like that was just an intro, man.
Well, they're saying, because a lot of people criticize that he didn't say her name, but from what they're saying, the deal that he signed with her when he paid her,
Yeah.
Payoffs go two ways. Like, okay, I'm going to give you this and you're not going to do this, but then I'm not going to do this. So they're saying that he's legally not allowed to say her name anymore. That's why her name wasn't mentioned.
I heard he didn't give up 30 million. I heard he gave up in the singles.
Yeah. Single millions. That's what I heard. I heard in the low single million digits.
Yeah.
Which, at the end of the day, is still a lot of money because in lawsuits like that, when you talk about physical abuse, it's tax-free. You don't pay taxes on it. So
I still think she should have gotten more than that. Did you see that video?
Yes.
You just think in 10 years or whatever they was, how many times did this happen? Like, man.
Dozens, probably.
And you got $1 billion. You got $1 billion. So, I think she got beat. I think it was a quick grab for some money and she took it too fast.
Well, remember,
he gave it too fast and she took it too fast.
Well, remember, he had put up the statement. He said, enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I've silently sat and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things that are being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. Sean Diddy Combs. That did not age well.
Yeah, the feds was watching. Okay,
They're like, okay. Well,
watch
they're saying
watch this video.
that they're saying that the feds may have leaked this as a precursor to filing charges.
Feds got like, okay, you never did none of this?
That might have been one of the videos they got from the house raids.
Okay.
In a revealing interview with Piers Morgan, Combs' former head of security, Roger Bonds, shared his insights. When asked about the reaction to Diddy's apology video, Bonds offered his perspective.
My reaction was, he's up to the same games. My reaction was, he never mentioned Cassie's name in that apology. So to me, he didn't humble himself enough. I think he said what people wanted to hear, not what he felt. That was just my opinion.
Everyone leaned in as she slowly pulled a notebook from her purse, a personal journal. She explained that she began writing in it years ago, whenever something felt off. Her entries described late-night phone calls, mysterious visitors, emotional breakdowns, and heated arguments. She never intended for anyone else to read it, but now, she said, the truth needed to be told. Lawyers immediately requested to review it. This wasn't just her testimony anymore, this was written documentation. One entry even mentioned overhearing a conversation involving threats and enforced silence. People in the room exchanged stunned glances. In an instant, her journal shifted the entire tone of the trial. It had become the most talked about item in the courtroom.
He may have used the word, I apologize. For what? He never admitted that he say the video. So if you didn't see the video, you don't know what he's apologizing to. And I know it was shown to a lot of people. A lot of people cared not to look at it because they heard what it was about. You see, Common came on TMZ and he said, listen to me. When I knew what it was about, I wasn't going to even look at it. I don't want that kind of spirit. I don't want that kind of energy. So a lot of people who know what it's about or heard what it's about didn't even look at it. He said, he should have been asked, apologize for striking Cassie in her head. I've apologized for throwing her to the ground and dragging her and treating her the way that I did. He should have been apologizing like that to her. And then apologize to the people. But it didn't happen, bruh. It didn't happen. That was some lame. He only made it because he got caught. You got to realize a month before that, he put out this statement. It wasn't even a month. He put out the statement. Everybody going to see. The truth is going to come out. These ain't nothing but lies on me. Come on, man. I don't want to seem like, I'm bashing the dude, man, but you got to do better than that, bruh. You got to do better than that, man. And that's for real.
Yeah. I mean, you got a lot of people that feel like, if he was really sincere, he would have apologized once, Cassie came out with the lawsuit,
Well, I can understand. You got to realize he's getting his money now on marketing. So by him getting his money on marketing himself, if he could not apologize, if he could get away with it, he's going to do that. Because he knows that's going to hurt him. You understand what I'm saying? He knows that's going to hurt him. So I can understand that from a business point of it. There's no way he can apologize or say some stuff. Or then again, maybe if he did apologize, Cassie, I'm sorry, you're correct. I treated you like this, that, and that stuff probably would never came out. Gave her a little 30 million. If he'd have gave her the 10 million, I don't know who's advising him. When she wanted the 10 million, if he'd have gave her 10 million and said, I'm sorry, I apologize, that stuff probably would have never came out. But he didn't do that. He waited until they put it out. And like I said before, now he got to pay the piper.
She confided in me about this incident when I was working with her around this time, around 2016. We were working on her sophomore album, And she told me about this situation. Their relationship was volatile for sure. And he, like, you could tell that she was afraid of him, you know, and that there was a lot of
Diddy, whether he came to the set to make sure everything was copacetic with you.
No, he actually really trusted the situation. Him and Terrence spoke beforehand because Terrence.
Wait. You date P. Diddy?
Oh, wow.
I did not know this. Yeah. Hold the phone.
Greg. You know, I typically don't talk about my private life.
Well,
but
forgive me. They put it on the television.
They put it on the television. Terrence was a bit nervous, and I told Puff about it, and he said, have him give me a call. So we FaceTimed, and they had their man talk, and he said, make it believable. You guys, this is like going to be a great movie for you, and he's proud of us at the end of the day.
Oh,
it's work.
The actor talked to Puff.
Yes.
So I didn't know you call him Puff.
Yeah, Puff, Sean.
Yeah. Cassie comes from our area, Connecticut.
Yes, I'm from
Do you still have family there?
I do, in New London, Connecticut.
Oh, that's nice. You getting a chance to see them while you're here?
Yeah, they came. We had a screening last night, and they came to it. It was really nice to be with them.
That's nice. All right, you can catch Cassie, The Perfect Match, tomorrow in theaters everywhere.
Yes.
So nice to meet you in person.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you so much.
Say a little Puff for us.
Yeah.
I will.
Text him and say we said hi. Can we FaceTime him? What the heck?
Let's do it later, yes.
Yeah, all right, cool.
He's in California.
I always wanted to hang.
Hey, Puff. I'm like, yo, I'm in Miami. I'm on the yacht. I'm about to come past your house. Nigga said, pull up, nigga. Me and Cassie, we just laying around. We ain't doing nothing. We chilling. I said, I'm going to pull up. Nigga, I pulled up, docked to that nigga house, got off, went in there, fucked with the nigga, got on the jet skis, went and kicked it for about 2 hours. When it was time to leave, he's like, nigga, what y'all doing tonight? Bring your wife, let's go out. I like, bet. So me and Puff talking, we kicking it. I'll never forget this. I pulled back up. Puff like, get in a Jeep with me, nigga. He like, nigga, you need to get you some of these Jeeps right here. And nigga, get you a Jeep like this when you come to Miami, nigga, we can mob like this. I'm like, yeah, this the move. So we riding to the club, bumping Biggie. I'm like, nigga, this high is, I'm like, I ain't never really get the opportunity to just be with Puff. Like nigga, me and you, he never overshadowed me, but we never got a chance to just be together. It was here and there, moments in time. But like how that moment was, I was like, he's like, shit feel right, nigga. We need to be like Mob. And I'm like, yeah, nigga. So I never forget, we pull up to fucking Live, nigga. When we get to Live, nigga, Young Bird, well, Hitmaker. I think it was like
AKA Hitmaker.
Hitmaker. I think it was like Hit Boy or something. We go in the club, we kicking it, shit. I'm like, damn, this what's up. The nigga Puff is on the goddamn, he on the shit, the bar where everybody perform at in front of the DJ and shit. And he going crazy. This bitch lit. You remember Scarface when that white woman was coming down the escalator? Yeah. He was in that man's house and he saw that man's wife and was like this. I was watching Puff. The nigga Puff was looking up there. He saw this white woman. It was bottles on bottles on bottles around. It was lit. Puff jumped out. Me and Cassie sitting next to each other. My wife right here, Cassie right here. The nigga jumped off the bar, came over and said, yo, Cassie, tomorrow, I want you to shave the side of your head. And I was like, what the fuck kind of request is that? So when I'm like, what the fuck? So when I look up there, this white woman's side of her head was shaved, my nigga. And the bitch looked good with it. So I was looking at Cassie, I was like, I was like, you're not about to do that, are you? She said, well, I mean, whatever Sean wants, I'm gonna do.
She paused for a long time before quietly saying, maybe I should have spoken up long ago. The words landed with weight, heavier than any accusation. Her eyes shimmered with emotion, and for a moment, she looked years older like the burden of silence had etched itself into her face. She spoke of guilt, of the pain that came with choosing family over what was right. I chose loyalty over justice, she whispered. The courtroom felt her regret. Even Diddy, who had kept his head down for most of her testimony, looked up. There were no outbursts, no theatrics, just a mother owning her silence. And in that quiet honesty, the trial became heartbreakingly human.
They can continue with this, but we did. I know it might be extremely time.
You heard about how Diddy mom came out defending him? She made a comment saying that Diddy is not a monster.
Yeah, he not a monster. She is. But I don't want to go there. But she is.
She's the fucking monster. Everything in her fucking name. She's the monster. She created that, and y'all gonna see on that Netflix. Y'all just check it out.
First of all, that's his mother. Wrong, right, or indifferent, she gonna lie, steal, kill, and protect her child. That's what she's supposed to do. But the apple don't fall far from the tree, man. You gotta realize that. You know, he didn't get all this from his daddy, because he didn't know his daddy, even though they try to say his daddy was some big time drug dealer in the whole 9 yards. You understand? He didn't get this from his daddy. You gotta realize, man, you know, his mother had a modeling agency, and it was alleged that it was also ladies of the night.
Within minutes of her testimony, social media exploded. Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube were flooded with reactions. Diddy's mom testifies against him, shot to the top of trending topics. Fans were stunned, some heartbroken, others outraged, but all caught off guard. No one expected his own mother to go public, especially in court. Clips of her emotional testimony went viral almost instantly, and comment sections overflowed with questions. What pushed her to this moment? Why now? One thing was certain: she had just rocked the foundation of the case. Her words pierced deeper than any headline could, and in that moment, Diddy's carefully built legacy began to unravel. As she spoke, his legal team looked shaken. She wasn't on their list. They hadn't prepared for her. And yet, there she was, delivering blow after blow of emotional truths. They tried to intervene once, but the judge let her continue. This wasn't just a testimony. It was a turning point in history. This wasn't an associate trying to save themselves, this was a mother. Her words carried a weight that no legal document ever could. Diddy's lawyers scrambled through their notes, visibly rattled. Whatever defense they had built suddenly felt fragile, unable to match the emotional gravity she brought to the room. As her statement came to a close, she turned to face Diddy and said, quietly but firmly, "You know why I'm doing this." The room fell completely silent. Even seasoned reporters paused mid-sentence. Then, turning to the judge, she added, "I hope my truth helps others find theirs." No applause followed, just an overwhelming silence, the kind that marks a turning point. With her head held high, she rose and walked out of the courtroom. No one moved. What she left behind wasn't just testimony. It was a seismic moment, a quiet bombshell that would ripple far beyond the walls of that courtroom.
I remember you told me that, you know, Diddy, he smacked his own mom. And to be honest with you, man, I really didn't believe it. But after seeing that video of him and Cassie and what he did to her, I believe it now, man.
Well, yeah, listen, bruh, Kirk Burrows, the president at the time, a bad boy, told me that he smacked his mother. Kirk Burrows even said it on somebody's platform that he smacked his mother. It may have been your platform that he said that. I remember we was in the car. It was me, Puff, and his mother got in the car with us. And we was in the limousine. We was on, was it 20 West 19th Street or 5 West 19th Street? That was the first bad boy office when they came into Manhattan. Not the Scarsdale shit. I'm talking when they got the first official bad boy office in Manhattan. Yo, his mother got in the car. He was on the phone talking about somebody to something. And then he said to his mother, "Yo, didn't I tell you to stay out my MF business?" Yo, I want to snatch the fucking shadow off him. I said, "Boy, who you talking to?" I said, "If you ever talk to your mother like that again, around me, I'm going to beat the shit out you." Now, people don't know and people don't understand. Not only was I one of the leaders of the same gang, I had been around Puff and I seen him. Like when the kids ran him down the block the whole 9 yards. Me and Puff had been dealing with each other from the red zone to the building when they had unsigned hype and all that. So y'all thinking that, oh, this is his bodyguard and everything like that. Y'all call them OGs, y'all call them lieutenants and everything like that. I was one of the leaders of the same gang at the time. And I'm not going to let him as a man and as a person that I am, disrespect his mama. I said, boy, if you ever talk to your mama like that again around me, I'm going to beat the shit out you. But G, I told her to stay out of business. Let me just say this to you right now. If she wasn't for her, you wouldn't have no business. And Miss Combs sits there and quiet as a church mouse. And he ain't say nothing. He ain't say a word. Because he knew I was serious. I wasn't playing with him. Now, I said this before on your channel. Any man that put his hands on his mother or disrespect his mother, an ice cube in hell wouldn't last. On the way he feel about a damn woman. He'll quick to put his hands on a woman like that.
With her emotional testimony and the unveiling of her personal journal, the entire trial has taken a dramatic and unexpected turn. Legal analysts are already calling it a potential game changer. Some believe her courage could inspire new witnesses to come forward, while others speculate it might force Diddy to settle or even change his entire legal strategy. But this moment goes beyond courtroom tactics. This is no longer just about celebrity headlines or tabloid drama. It's about accountability, truth, and the unshakable strength of a mother who's done staying silent. The world is no longer looking away. The courtroom fell into silence the moment she entered. No loud footsteps, no camera flashes, just the weight of her presence. She wasn't there to defend Diddy with vague excuses or carefully crafted statements. She came because silence had already cost too much. As she approached the stand, her hands trembled slightly, but her voice cut through the tension like thunder. She looked around the room, not with fear, but with the clarity of someone finally ready to speak the truth, no matter the cost. The courtroom watched in stillness as she turned toward her son, the boy she once raised. Now a man at the heart of something far too dark to ignore. I loved him more than anything, she began, her voice steady but full of ache. But loving someone doesn't mean you ignore the truth. That single sentence struck harder than any argument a lawyer had made all trial. She wasn't offering rumors or hearsay, she was sharing memories. Real moments, the kind that cling to the soul. She spoke of when she first noticed a change in him, when family seemed to fade behind power, control, and fear. She recalled young women visiting their home, arriving with bright, hopeful eyes and leaving looking hollow. She described muffled voices behind closed doors, escalating to shouting, and the night she lay awake wondering who her son had become. Her guilt ran deeper than any courtroom judgment. Maybe if I had spoken sooner, things would be different, she said, fighting tears. But she wasn't there to dwell. She was there to be free. And in her silence, the entire room listened. The courtroom heard a truth too powerful to ignore. This wasn't just about one man's secrets, it was about the lives those secrets shattered. Her final words echoed through the silence. I still love my son, but the truth deserves love too. With that, she stepped down, leaving behind a courtroom forever changed. Earlier, she had revealed the existence of a personal journal, something she had kept for years, recording every moment that felt strange. Her entries included late-night phone calls, mysterious visitors, emotional breakdowns, and arguments that left lasting scars. She never intended for anyone to read it, but now, she said, the truth needed to be shared. Lawyers immediately requested to review the journal. This wasn't just testimony, it was documentation. One entry mentioned a chilling conversation she overheard, filled with threats and silence. The courtroom shifted. This could become evidence.